Turned on, yeah. Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? Boom, boom. Big Porky here with yet another video. Keep churning them out, don't we? Right, I'm hoping a gentleman from down south's going to be ringing me in the next few minutes. We're going to have a chat about boxing, which is something I'd like to think that I know a little bit about, but we're forever learning, aren't we, every day in the boxing industry. Thank you to all those people who've emailed me. Some beautiful emails, really nice. From the bottom of my heart. Oops, I've just been looking at this picture this morning. Looking at clothes that they used to wear back in them days, you know, in Joe Louis era. You know, when you look at what we walk about in now, compared to then, compared to them days, what we wear now is unbelievable, isn't it? But nice picture that, isn't it? From Terry Fox. I like pictures and that. Me, obviously, I used to have something to do with a picture frame company in Armthorpe in Doncaster, but not anymore. But it's I love a good picture. In my pocket here, my glasses. So basically, I'm just waiting for this gentleman to ring me. He spoke to me before. It's all looking good. I think it's the gentleman.
0, 7, 5, 3, 4.
Hello. How you doing? Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec, 'cause I've not sussed this yet. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better, yeah.
You alright?
Not too bad, mate, yourself?
I'm alright, what are you on with?
Enter to Bluetooth.
But I'll just go to quick 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Bluetooth connected.
Alright, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant, right. I've not mastered it, I'm learning on job still, aren't I? But I'm a bit of a disaster in the morning, but I think I'm going to call Wednesday morning, Wednesdays we're going to call it Hardcore Wednesday, eh? When we can get all hardcores phoning in, because I'm trying to get into a routine, if you know what I mean. You know, so on certain days we do certain things, because there's that many emails coming in now where, you know, I like to give everybody an answer. Even the, you know, the ones that ring up and go like that, psh, bang bang, you know, pretending to have a little pea shooter and leaving me the phone number and sending me my postcodes and stuff like that. You know, the ones that go on Google Maps, you know, the stalkers. I like to answer them.
Weirdos.
Yeah, well, the weirdos, aren't they? Because what it is, they're jealous to death and they've got notes in their lives. So what they like to do, they like to have a go at somebody that's got something going in their life. And I'm not talking about wealth and material things, because they don't mean nothing to me. I'm talking happiness. You know, I'm doing something that I enjoy. Do you know what I mean? There's no worse than sitting in a porter cabin on a car pitch, or waiting for somebody to phone or come and look at a car and they don't come, and your summers are you're stuck in one place all day. Whereas this, I can escape into something that I like. I don't feel like it's working. You see where I'm coming from? So I like to answer every email. So when people email me, porkycorner@mail.com, you will get an answer within 2 days. So, right, what would you like to talk about? It's Rosco, isn't it, your name, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about, Rosco?
Well, the farce that's been happening, to be honest with you, with this Fury hot train, because
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. he has gathered momentum, and people have jumped on it. He's the people's champion. I'm not being funny. He's been an absolute disaster for 2.5 years until the Wilder fight. And people didn't think it was going to happen. He did, fair play to him, take the hat off to him, absolutely boxed his nut off. When it comes down to the fight's there, he's sold everybody on, I'm a fighting man, I'll fight anybody. It's not about money for me. You've just sold yourself. That's what you've done. You've sold yourself to a massive contract to fight a couple of hairy bums. Do you know what I mean?
I see where you're coming from. We can look at the good, Rosco, and we can look at the bad. The good thing about it is this, right? Tyson Fury has come back after he's lost a lot of weight. I mean, the weight that he's lost, it keeps increasing by the day. What we're up to now, 11 stone. But he's come back, he's lost a lot of weight, he's clean of drugs, he's not drinking, he's training, he's in a good place mentally. Now,
he's drinking, he's not drinking in excess. I don't know whether you've seen the stuff on social media where he's been doing an evening with Tyson Fury and he's sat there drinking bottles of beer on the stage.
Never.
I've not got an issue with that. Listen, it's a bottle of beer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But the fact of, you know, this fight has been materialising for how long really? You know, the first fight, it was, you know, you had Shelley Finkel, Frank Warren, you know, Al Heyman, everybody saying it was the easiest fight to make. Even the fighters themselves, it was made in a week, 5 days, 5-6 days. You know, we'll get the rematch on. Listen, it all comes down to money. And I think he's bottled the rematch, personally.
yeah.
You beat him that convincingly, why don't you just go and do it again? I think you beat him convincingly, apart from the knockdowns, obviously. But take the rematch. Even if he lost the rematch, he would still have fights within the heavyweight division. Would you agree or not?
Yeah. What if he takes the rematch?
If he took the rematch, let's say, and Wilder beat him, you're telling me he's finished, that's it, he's done. No?
No, he still get the Joshua money, but he'd get less money.
Yeah, of course he would. But the thing is, the WBC ordered it, and then it was like mandated, wasn't it? I think they made it a mandatory sort of rematch. Is that correct?
Yeah, 40%.
Yeah, 40%. 40% ain't a bad offer, is it really? Let's considering, you know, what has gone on. Normally you'd say it'd be, what, 30%? So they give him an extra 10% on it. The money's there, the hype's built, the fight is already built. They don't even have to sell it, do they, really?
No, it's not going to get any bigger now, is it? It's not going to get any bigger. And whatever happened to striking while the iron's hot and don't drag it out? And they've offered him 50% now, though, haven't they?
Yeah, of course, they're all on his 50%. Ben Davidson, I'm not being funny, mate, he was absolutely nowhere to be seen 18 months ago, 2 years. And now all of a sudden he's saying, oh yeah, the offer's for Tyson Fury. What does he know? Not being disrespectful. What does he know about business? Absolutely nothing.
Well, I don't know, Ben, I can't comment, but I think Ben's a trainer, he should train, shouldn't he? He shouldn't be getting involved in splits and that. That's to do with MTK. Exactly. And that's why you have MTK, and that's why they have promoters and managers, isn't it? Trainers should train, managers should manage.
That's exactly where I'm coming from. But you've got him who's stated nothing about splits since the fight. You know, I've seen this, I've seen that, I've seen the other. Listen, you just stick to getting him in shape, end the story, and working on his boxing. Let's be honest, I don't think you can teach him anything boxing-wise. That's already in Tyson. But he can get him ready for the fights. They've obviously got a good connection with each other. Yeah. And a chemistry as a trainer and fighter, which is only going to make Tyson better, in my opinion. But just stick to what you know. Stop getting involved in stuff that you literally haven't got a clue on. And do you know what? Everybody is slated Femi, right? Everybody, even myself. Yeah. But at least he's been honest and open about it from day dot. Yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're going to do certain things, and we all know he's a cash cow. Fury turned around and was like, you know, he's nothing but a money machine. He's a robot. Well, that's what you've just made yourself. Tyson has just made himself that robot because you think that Bob Arum's going to turn around and go, there you go and fight Louis Ortiz. No, he won't fight Ortiz, and he won't fight Joshua, and he won't fight Wilder in his next 3 fights, in my opinion.
Right. Well, what I said right last week, I've said it last week and beginning of this week. Bob Arum has a history, right, of keeping fighters apart, right. Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum because Bob Arum wouldn't let him fight Oscar De La Hoya. So Mayweather said, right, I'm going to go up my own way. He wouldn't let him fight Shane Mosley. You know, these were big fights and big money at the time. Now Mayweather went on his own and he eventually got Shane Mosley and he got Oscar De La Hoya in the end. But he won when it should have happened. You know what I mean? Now Mayweather just shut them both down in the fight. But the Oscar De La Hoya one was a pretty close one. But getting to the Bob Arum, look what he did with Manny Pacquiao. He let it. Manny Pacquiao knocked Ricky Hatton out, didn't he, in 2008, was it, or 9?
I think so, around that time.
Yeah, around about that time. But when did he fight Mayweather? 2015. So what's that? 6-7 years. Why did they let it drag out that long? I know they all got paid off it and whatnot, but the fight ended up abysmal, didn't it? We all, and I think what's happening now is. The good is Tyson Fury, right? He's in shape and he's in a good place mentally. So he tells us, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at the statistics, now I'm a statistic man, right? Tyson Fury, yeah, he can box. Can he punch? Well, if you punch me in the face, he's going to knock me out. Can he punch as regards mixing it with Wilder and Joshua and big punches like that? No, he can't punch as hard as them. So we know that. Can he take a punch? Well, he's been dropped now 5 times in his career, or is it 6? So he's been dropped quite a few times. I think that's more of a balance thing with him. Has he got the heart of a lion? Yes. Has he got a weak chin? I say yes, he has. He doesn't get hit that much, but when he does get hit clean, he goes down, doesn't he? But he gets up, but he goes down. Now, he's probably gone home after that fight and thought, whew, that was a bit lucky in that 12th round. Next time I might not be so lucky. And he'll have been clipped in that fight. Cuffing shots, not full on shots. He'll have been clipped cuffing shots and thought, oof. And next time Wilder will be better. Now Tyson, I'm not sure he can get any better. I think the only thing he can get better about now is fitness wise, match fit. I don't think skill wise he's going to get any better. If anything, his skills are going to get worse because he's this side of 30 now, and he's 31 in August. So he's like caught at top of mountain and he's just touching down a little bit now. You can tell yourself that you're getting better, you know, that you're stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. They all say that, don't they? They all say they've had fantastic camps. But I think what Tyson's done now, he's created such a character now outside of boxing that he's bigger than boxing now. He's got all these Evening with Tyson Fury's booked. Whenever you see him now, he's got an entourage. All them people need paying. Who he's got around him now, whether he pays them or not, I don't know what he pays them. I ain't interested.
And unfortunately for him, I think it's come a little too late. You know?
Well, I mean, he's created now, right, this aura of a boxing god. Yeah, he can box, yeah, but like I've just said, scratch the surface. He's only fought 1 world title fight before Wilder, hasn't he? So he's in Tyson's world title career. He is 1 win and 1 draw. The win was 2015. They're now looking at not fighting Wilder this summer, so it could be next year. Now, well, that'll be 2020. Now that'll be what, 4 or 5 years without a world title win, but yet they're demanding 50-50s and he's got no belt. And this Lanil thing's doing my head in. You know the Lanil thing? That's doing my head in.
What's that, sorry?
Right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. You know this Lanil status? I'm not having any of that. I'm not having it.
No, nor am I, mate. Nor am I. And they swear blind by it. I've got friends who literally are so far up Tyson Fury's backside, it hurts. Right? And there are people out there, oh, he's the Lanil. Listen, your man's retired about 3 times. He's failed a cocaine test. Right? We're not going to go into the other stuff that, you know, he took the 2-year backdated ban on, because that's just a minefield. But he was inactive. He never defended a belt. Do you know what I mean? And then how can you turn around and call yourself the lineal champion of the world? Personally, myself, I don't buy one bit, and I'll argue all day about it, and I agree with you. I don't think this lineal rubbish is... It's madness.
Crap. Listen, you know Max Kellerman? You know Max Kellerman, don't you, right now? Have you noticed how all of a sudden he's coming out with this Tyson Fury's got a strong argument to say he's lineal champion? Well, Max Kellerman weren't saying that 2 years ago, right? When Tyson were on Skid Row, he weren't saying anything like that. But Max Kellerman, is he employed by First Take? Is that ESPN? Is that ESPN? I'm not sure. He's in media, isn't he, in America, Max Kellerman. All of a sudden, Max Kellerman, he's on this lineal thing now. I'm not on it, and I like Tyson Fury. I've got respect for him. I've got respect for his dad. But let's have it right. This lineal thing is a joke, innit? It is a joke, yeah. And they're clinging on to something. They're clinging on to something which, let's be honest, is based on a consensus of people. You know, this is what I'm sort of getting from it. It's a consensus. It's where the mood goes with it. It's not like the Ring Magazine belt or any of the governing body belts. You don't win that. It's sort of a consensus of the general public. Well, you know that Ring Magazine belt, right?
Have an election, have a vote.
The Ring Magazine belt, Rosco, right? Do you know what? I thought that meant lineal. It shows what I know, doesn't it? And it takes on a new life of its own. It's like a myth that's... It's like a story. Right, he's created this... I don't know, he's created this character that's gone from bad to good. It's like... I've been through like 10 times more than that myself. I've shoveled more coke up my nose than Scarface. I've drunk more than Stan Ogden in Coronation Street. I've been depressed 10 years in jail. Tyson's never been arrested. I mean, I don't want to hear all that. All I want to see are fights. And all I'm seeing is Sharifi, Pianetta, two bums, a draw with Wilder where he got dropped twice, and now there's not going to be a rematch. That's all. I'm seeing a lot of chit-chat, and I'm not seeing any fighting.
Exactly, yeah. You're seeing a lot.
I'm seeing a lot of swerving.
And as you're right, the Pianetta and your other man, and European crane drivers, do you know what I mean? Literally, that was appalling. Both fights. Frank Warren bigged it up, and it was appalling, let's be honest. He was booed in Belfast. The Belfast crowd, which they hyped up as being, you know, everyone's behind Tyson Fury, and this is going to be, you know, this is his next step to greatness, right? He got booed out the ring. Booed. That
fight, I think, was stopped by Frank Warren. 2 people told me where he jumped out in his seat and went like that after round 4 against that Sharifi. Now, fair enough. But, as far as I'm concerned, Tyson, right, said it's not about money. He said it isn't about money. So, at this stage of the game, he was getting 40% on this mandated thing. Now, they're offering him 50%. But it ain't happening. So what is going on? It looks to me like it's been about money all the time. So why lie? Why try and play us? What are the politicians?
Well, he's come out now and said that the £7 million purse that he got from the first fight has now been given to charity. So I called Tyson Fury out. I want to see that receipt. Because I could say I've walked down the road and give X amount of money to charity. I might have only given him a tenner. Probably knows me, it'd have been a £5. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you can't just turn around and say I've given £7 million to charity. Who's backing that case? Because I would like to put big money that £7 million has not been given to a charity.
What, in America? This charity in America?
All a front.
Is it a charity in America?
Oh, God knows where he's...
Well, look, if he gives $7 million to charity, right, this is what would happen. TV crews would want to go and see what this money's done for this charity and put it on telly. Big him up and get him an MBE. You don't just turn around and say, I'm giving $7 million to charity, but I don't want to talk about it, I'm not a good do-gooder. Why mention it in the first place?
Exactly.
Listen to me, right? Listen to me. Right, listen to this, right? You know when you tell a lie, right? You know what you have to do then?
Yeah.
You have to tell another. Or you explain yourself, or You just don't want to talk about it. Now, if you've done something good like that, which if it's happened, respect. You've got to give a person respect who's done that. Because he's a masterful boxer and he's an incredible human being. And he beats Wilder in a rematch. But don't drag it out and tarnish your legacy with charity checks and blah-de-blah, all this nonsense that's coming on, and I don't want to hear about it. I want to see some fights. I want to see a win on his record with somebody who's good. I don't want to see Sharifi, Pianettas and getting dropped against Wilder. I want to see him correct that Wilder draw. I want to see that corrected. I don't want to see, well, I've already beat him anyway, because the record books don't show that. I don't want to see these fanboys going on and on and on in my ear hole. Let's see some fighting.
Yeah, it's for me. I've got friends. I think you speak to a guy called Zach Evans. Zach Evans is one of my pals. Andrew McKenna, I think you've seen him out in Bulgaria. You know, there's 3 or 4 people, mate, that are sat there planning their year around the Tyson Fury fight. And do you know what I've done? We're in a little boxing group, and I've said, since that last fight, they will not fight each other next. Mate, Tyson Fury fans, adamant that it will, adamant. As soon as the news broke yesterday, I put a couple of laughing faces in a group and I was kicked out of it.
What group's that?
Because it's predictable. Oh no, it's just our little friendship boxing group, do you know what I mean?
What's it called?
Sort of, you know, yeah. And I was evicted out of the group. I was given my ticket, right? Because I knew I was right. It's too predictable. He was never going to fight, or they was never going to fight. Next, in my opinion.
Is that like a WhatsApp group?
What's that, sorry?
Is it a WhatsApp group you're in?
It is, yeah.
Is it Fury Power?
No, it's not Fury Power. The Quintin Boxing Society it's called.
Do you have out to do with any of them lads off Fury Power?
No, nothing. Stig still hasn't replied to me on my last call. Bit of an hermit. He's just, you know, he wants people to either argue with him or agree with him. And the fact of the matter is, I would just like to ask him a few questions.
Stig! Stig! Well, I'll tell you what then, right? While I've got you on there, ask your questions to Stig and I'll get him on later and he can reply to them. Let me write them down. Go on, what do you want to ask?
First of all,
yeah.
What is his reaction? And I can tell you what his reaction would be anyway, to the news yesterday of him not fighting Wilder.
Hang on a second. What's your reaction? How do you spell reaction? Is it I'm only joking. What's your reaction, Stig? Go on.
To the news yesterday regarding Wilder Fury. And he's got, he seems to have a can't get that word out. Telepathical mind into Tyson that he knows what Tyson's thinking.
He knows what Tyson's thinking, Stig?
Well, he seems to talk on Tyson's behalf a hell of a lot, doesn't he? This is coming from a cab driver in London that, let's be honest, has more of an obsession, I feel, than more of a fan following. I think it's more of an obsession. I think it's taking over his life, to be honest with you.
Hang on a minute, right, because... what's your reaction, Stig, to the news yesterday regarding... regarding what? Oh, the WBC statement. Oh yeah, regarding the WBC saying it's not next, saying Fury versus Wilder isn't next. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the first one.
That's the first one. Second one.
The second one. Stig used to be standalone, yeah. So why now has he created a Fury cult on Twitter?
Stig used to be standalone. What do you mean by that on Twitter? Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was just him, wasn't he? He was hot Stig.
Who created this Fury Power thing? Stig?
Stig and a couple of other people who hide behind Tyson Fury profile pictures, which I believe, you know, says a lot, to be honest with you. I would be questioning myself if I had a fully grown man as my profile picture.
Hang on a minute. Stig used to be. Hang on. Stig used to be Hot Stig and a Lone Ranger but now why have you created this Fury Power group? I think they did it. I think all of them did it together, didn't they? Stig, Chris Ogden, Patrick Whelan. I think it's them lads, aren't they? They all love boxing, don't they? So we can't knock that, can we? We can't knock that.
I think when we say boxing, I would like to, you know, have a little say now. When you say they love boxing, they talk about two men in particular, which mainly is Tyson Fury and Hughie Fury. Now, let's be honest, I haven't seen a Hughie Fury post in a long time. To be honest with you, I'll give them a wide berth because I just think they're, you know, they're a little bit special. In certain respects, if you can speak about two men every single day of your life, then there is an issue. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, fucking. Oh, they're going to love you when they see this.
So, no, it's right there. But, you know, you heard all the stuff about, you know, the lead up to Hughie Fury's fight. Oh, is this, is that? Shades of Muhammad Ali. Shades of Ali. I think your man needs some sort of psychiatric help. Shades of Ali. It's an absolute embarrassment. But he will throw his propaganda all over Twitter, and anybody who does, and he makes enemies of people because he's relentless with it, and he will throw his propaganda down because he thinks he's correct in his head. I would love to see a psychiatric report on that, psychiatric report on it.
Oh no, Stig.
There's definitely some issues.
Stig's alright if you get to meet him in real life. He's a bit of a gentleman, actually.
I'd love to.
He's a nice missus. He's an hard worker, but you know he's a Tyson fan, and he's going to defend him, isn't he? And we can't get away from the fact, right, that Tyson's a masterful boxer, and we can't deny that, can we? He's a masterful boxer, and he should have got the win, shouldn't he, really, against Wilder? And my argument is. We want that fight next, and everything else needs to stop. All these interference people. Because even if they have a loss in next fight, either of them, they're still going to move forward with their careers. They'll probably get a third fight.
Yeah, I can't see what the issue is. There's enough heavyweights out there now to start like a round robin. Do you know what I mean? Why don't they just fight each other?
It's frustrating, isn't it, Rosco?
The more. And people say about a casual fan, listen, casual fans is what puts the money in their pockets, let's be honest. Because where was the sport, let's say, 10 years ago, and it was in small hall shows, which I like, but the fighters weren't getting paid the money that they are now without the casual fan. Would you agree or not?
What would you say, sorry?
So, we always go on about the casual fan.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, you know, casuals. I believe the casual fan is what has pumped the money back into boxing. Would you agree or not? Because if you look at where the sport was, let's say, 10 to 15 years ago, it was in small hall shows, the majority of them. I like small hall shows.
Yeah.
But the fighters were not on the money unless you were top elite and you were standalone. You weren't pulling in money like these boys are today. Dillian White wouldn't be getting the money he's getting today 15 years ago. Would you agree?
Yeah, Dillian White had been in a leisure centre 15 years ago for a British title. Dillian White's not fought for a European title yet.
No.
Have you noticed, right? Have you noticed, Rosco, at the moment in the heavyweight division, there's 3 guys that nobody seems to mention that they want to fight: Joe Joyce, Ortiz, and Caballel.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to mention them. Not at all. Now, Caballel sparred Tyson and he sparred Hughie. Now, Joe Joyce has sparred Tyson and he sparred Hughie. Nobody mentions them 3, do they? I don't think Ortiz has sparred them, but nobody mentions them. Go on, yeah, sorry, go on. Sorry about that, we've got an interruption.
Go on, mate. Fast track. I said this on the last call. You know, this is a guy that's going out there, and people say about Stavern. Stavern give as good as he could get, and Joe Joyce didn't look like he got out of first gear, man. To be honest with you, do you know what I mean? He probably went into second once or twice. He always knew he was having that in the bag, and I think he needed a fight. If you'd have gone and blasted him out in a round, who else is going to want to fight him? Can you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You go and blast him out in a round, you're not going to have any of them top 4 or 5 heavyweights going, oh, I'll give him a knock. No, of course you won't.
Joe Joyce, let me tell you, will win a world title because I've heard sparring stories about him and Joshua up at EIS, and let me tell you, right, they're not going to be bending over backwards to fight Joe Joyce at all. Now.
And he's going for it as well, I know.
Joe Joyce he's well, look at it like this, right? Wilder for Stavern is what, 37th fight or something, 30th fight or something like that, wasn't it? I can't remember now. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you when Wilder fought Stavern, and and we'll judge now where Joe Joyce is in rankings. Let's have a look. Let me get this up here. And we just put the password in. Right. Deontay Wilder. Box rec. Right. I just want to. There's that I want to point out, and there's something else I want to point out as well. Right. Let's have a look first. Right. Stavern. November 2017. Stavern challenged for his old world title belt. Now Stavern, did he fight for the vacant belt? Stavern's 25-4-1. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, he fought for the vacant heavyweight title against Chris Arreola. He beat Chris Arreola for the silver WBC, then he fought him for the vacant. So basically Stavern was a full WBC world champion. After that he fought Wilder in his first defence, and he lost on points to Wilder. Yeah, he never won a round. Did he get dropped once? I think he got dropped once as well, didn't he? No, one at rounds were... No, unless he had a point took off him. Because one at judges got it 107. But either way, Stavern's been a WBC champion, hasn't he? Vacant belt or not, he's been a world champion. Now Joyce has just beat him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So Joyce...
Convincingly,
yeah. So he fought for that title again in 2017. So basically, yeah, but Stavern, he won the belt 5 years ago. So in that 5 year, yeah, he's piled a load of weight on since then. And he's ranked 104 on BoxRec. So is he that good a win for Joe Joyce? I'm not sure, you know. But let's have a look where Joe Joyce is in the rankings. Let's have a look. Joe Joyce is well up there now. He's ranked number 21 on BoxRec, Joe Joyce. Number 21. 8-0 with 8 knockouts. Age 33. From Putney in London, and he's 34 in September. So Joe Joyce is 33.5-year-old, right? He's knocking on a bit now, and he can get old at any time. But he's knocking them out, isn't he? Right, 8-0 with 8 knockouts. He's got a Commonwealth belt, hasn't he? Right, he's got the Commonwealth belt. The British, I don't know what's happening, whether Huey's going to fight him or not. I'd say that Peter's probably going to go in a different route. Peter will go in a different route, and he'll say, look, we've already fought for the world title and blah blah blah. But Joe Joyce is probably ready, and that'd be a good fight if they could get that pay-per-view. They'd probably do that, but it's not a pay-per-view, is it? Because they're not big names. They're not big enough for pay-per-view, are they, these two yet? But Joe Joyce is probably going to be too good for his own good.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so.
I don't, yeah, as you say, he's coming up to 33. He can get old now. His amateur record and what he done in the amateurs is brilliant. Now coming through, at least him, his trainer, and you know, he took himself off to Big Bear, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's got some financial backing behind him as well. If he's moved out to Big Bear and he's training where Golovkin's trains, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's going for it. You know, Stavern. Oh, you know, it's the name, isn't it? Stavern. He's got that on his record, so to speak. Yeah, he's shot now, isn't he? Let's be honest. But it's still the name of, you know, where does he go next, Joe Jules? Because I reckon he will just keep going. Oh, he wants to fight the best of the best, and he's on the ladder. And after 8 fights, you know, we're not talking about Wilder, who took him how many fights? 40 odd fights to go and, you know, beat somebody that was half credible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's in my opinion.
I see what you mean. Now, the other point I wanted to make out, the other point I wanted to make to you and ask your opinion on it, right? VADA. People enrolled in VADA, right? Out of the top 10 on BoxRec, Joshua. There you go. Joshua. Not enrolled. Not enrolled. Anthony Joshua's not enrolled in VADA. Right, so that's the number 1 BoxRec. Wilder. He's enrolled. Fury. Not enrolled. Povetkin, he's enrolled. Jarrell Miller, not enrolled. Pulev, enrolled. Ortiz, enrolled. Brazil, enrolled. Kaunaki, enrolled. They're the top 10 heavyweights in boxing at the moment, according to BoxRec, the Bible. Right. So out of them, you've got Joshua, Fury, Miller. 3 out of the top 10 are not enrolled, and out of that top 10 people, whether they've failed drugs by accident or not, and it's on the records, you've got Fury, White, Povetkin 3, Ortiz 4. So out of the top 10, 4 have failed drug tests, whether it's Benandrolone, stuff over the counter like Dillian White. So I think that was a mistake, but you've got to read up what you put in your body, even creams that you rub on your body. All that kind of stuff. I think I got some cream for Peter Fury or some sort of thing for Huey's eye. And I remember saying to him, don't forget to check what if you can put it on. It were, I forget what it were now, it were like a gel skin thing to toughen his eye up, but because I gave Peter some of that Palmer's cocoa butter, because that makes your skin go hard, doesn't it? They were putting that on every day, but there's this other thing that I got them, and everything has to be checked now because it's easy to make a mistake. But 4 of the top 10 have had drug bans. 4 out of the top 10, and 3 of the top 10 are not enrolled in VADA testing. So what is going on? Joshua's the flag bearer for the sport. Not enrolled.
Yeah, I agree.
And who were the other ones? Who did we say the other one? Well, Tyson Fury, Joshua and Miller. Not enrolled in testing. Top 10 fighters in the blue ribbon division, not enrolled. Why is that? Why is that? Why isn't? Why is Eddie? And what's the other thing as well? That's what I wanted to ask you about. I wanted to ask you about this. You know them questions that Miller were throwing at Joshua, and Adam Smith in his interview, he dodged the question when he said, "Oh yeah, there was some colourful language or something," but the guy weren't asking that. He was asking about this what I've got here. Somebody sent me an email regarding it today. Let me have a look. Continue to inbox. Why is everything so slow nowadays, Ian? What am I on here? Oh, here we are. Right. Frankie Stoke. I read the article and Hatman's take on it. He made the point which I never thought about, which was AJ never denied having a TUE, a therapeutic use exemption, at the press conference. Now, what is that all about, that? Now, the story is on boxingscene.com. Now, did you notice when they were mentioning this to the Sky people, they shut the guys down straight away, the media guys, didn't they? They shut the story down straight away. They might not get a press pass again off Eddie Hearn, you know. The story is on, yeah, the story is on boxingscene.com. I'll be here all day looking for it, actually, but it's regarding the TUE for Joshua. Now, whatever that means, I don't know. Therapeutic use exemption. What does that mean? He's allowed to use some banned substances, or I don't get what that means. I don't get.
I must admit, I'm not 100% certain.
Look, there's the story there. Anthony Joshua reacts to PED claims from Jarrell Miller. Boxing News, boxingscene.com. Jarrell Miller has questioned the size and strength of heavyweight champ Joshua. Miller, who himself tested for... So, Miller's tested positive. So that's 5 out of the top 10 that have failed drug tests. And 3 out of the top 10 are currently not involved. And 2 of them 3 are ex-drug cheats. I don't like to call Tyson a drug cheat because I don't think cocaine is drug cheating, but it comes under the banned substances. And that, like you said, that nandrolone thing is a minefield, so I don't think we can be too harsh on that, because there's 2 sides to every story, but rules are rules, aren't they? He took a 2-year ban. Now, I've got a problem with this. The top 10 box rate guys in heavyweight boxing, 5 are former, call it cheats, call it mistakes, 5 have been done in the past, and yeah, that's basically it. And out of them 10 guys, 3 are currently not enrolled in VADA, which is, that's the best testing program at lot, innit? Do you know what I mean? So what's going on? What is going on?
They need to be, and that's a question that needs to be put to them. One thing, Tony Bennier, wrong. I'm not his biggest fan, and he talks a lot of waffle. But one thing that he's very sort of passionate about is obviously the drug side of things, right? And he turned around and said, look, they have to know where I am every night. So every night that he sleeps, wherever he sleeps at, whether it be in an apartment in his training camp, away in America, or at home, he has to update like all of the boxers to say where they are for random drug testing. He turned around and said there should be no excuse as to why you should fail a drug test, because of you have to check everything that goes into your body. You know, these boxers go to water companies, okay, bottled water companies, to make sure that their batch cannot be contaminated. That's why they buy in bulk. Do you know
I know all that. Yeah, I know all that. Yeah.
You've got to know everything that goes into your body. So the likes of Canelo to say it was contaminated meat. Mate, Canelo could have his own cows in a field in Finland and get it flown out to him. He's got that much money. There is no excuse. If you are an athlete, you've got to know what goes into your body every single day.
Yeah.
Would you agree or not?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that, mate. I agree wholeheartedly, but just looking at these middleweights, top 10 on BoxRec, there's only one guy, Rob Brandt, in the top 10 who is not involved. One person. So out of Canelo Alvarez, Golovkin, Jacobs, Charlo, Andrade, Horn, Derevyanchenko, Lemieux, Brandt and Sulecki, out of them top 10, 9 of them are involved in VADA, right? 9 of them involved in VADA. The only one guy who isn't is Rob Brandt. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody should be involved in VADA. Canelo Alvarez got done, didn't he? And he's the flag bearer for the sport. Yeah. Joshua's a flag bearer, he's not even enrolled. I mean, what's going on here? At least Tony Bellew, I'll give Tony Bellew some stick, because he does come out with things that I don't like, but Bellew was never a drug cheat, and he was passionate about it, very passionate. But if you ask Tony Bellew why Anthony Joshua, because he's an Anthony Joshua fanboy, ask him why, if he's Joshua's such a role model, why is he not registered for all year round testing? Why does he jog on to Dubai after every fight? They can't get near him out of Dubai if you want to test him. All year round testing, you're supposed to tell these people where you're going, right? Why is he a role model but he's not registered? That's what I want to know.
That's exactly it. You know, at the end of the day, everybody should be enrolled in it. I believe there's 2 testing companies, isn't there? Well, VADA being one of them. So they have to be enrolled in either. I think it was one or the other. Now, a lot of fighters are just doing both because they are going to be flying over the Atlantic to fight in America. So where are we going to go with? Is it going to be mandated that you have to join both? I think so.
Join what? Both testing programs?
Yeah.
Well, I think you only need one, don't you, really? Because VADA, they do their testing's more stringent than anybody, innit?
Yeah, well, yeah. To be honest with you, you know, with regards to the sciences and stuff like that, it's what we read in the papers or articles or whatever. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that the 2 sort of governing bodies or drug testing companies that deal with it, and you've got to enrol on them. Now, I agree. Joshua should be for both sides. The reason why he hasn't had to, because a lot of it is written into contracts, you know, like the Andrade one with Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders had to, because he wasn't enrolled in VADA, was he?
No, no.
Because of that fight, he had to then go into VADA and then got pulled for a nasal spray, which he said, you know, that's what it contained. I don't believe that Billy Joe is a drug cheat, full stop, personally. But it's the first opportunity he was called. Now all of a sudden, you know, he's had 2 brilliant offers to fight him again, declined them and gone up. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If that was me, I'd be going, that's my belt. It was taken off me unfairly. Yeah. He's getting a boatload of dough for it. He's getting the money to travel as well as backhanders left, right and centre. Yeah. Take the fight. All of a sudden it was for a vacant world title. Now your man who apparently vacated says, I haven't done that at all. Where does that leave that fight? Frank Warren's tried to dodge a bullet, and unfortunately he's come back and hit him on the arse, hasn't he? Yeah. By the looks of things. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, mate. You're probably right, yeah. You're exactly right. Yeah. You know, personally, if I was Billy Joe Saunders, I'd feel aggrieved on what's happened. If the truth is the truth and what he's saying, I would be over there fighting him. You're getting paid well. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not as if he's going over there for peanuts. Well, this is how I look at it, right? Billy Joe Saunders is a masterful boxer, yet another masterful boxer. But has he gone stale? What? Has he gone stale? And who has he really beat? Who has he beat? Yeah. Who's his best win? Eubank win's looking good now, isn't it? But it'd be for his world title, wouldn't it? Yeah. Andy Lee. Andy Lee, yeah. Andy Lee, a light middleweight. You know. You know, so he's another frustrating case, though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, I love watching him fight. I think he's absolutely brilliant. He brings a lot of sort of charisma to the promotion. He sells the fight himself. You know, he's a funny character. He does go over the line occasionally, but oh well, one of them. Why not just progress? Why not? You keep saying you want the big fights. You can't just have all these big fights after a 12-month layoff. Are you going to get in the ring with Triple G after not doing nothing for 12 months? Walking around the Ingle Gym? No, you're not. You're going to want a warm-up fight. And this is the thing with Tyson now. He wanted a warm-up fight in between. Why? Yeah. Why would you want a warm-up fight before? It's, you know, stay active, stay out there. And Josh, in all fairness, Femi gets a load of aggro. Oh, he's fighting Miller. In all fairness, Dillian wanted more money, and I think he probably deserved it, and they weren't willing to offer it him. But he's staying active. Yeah, he's fighting Big Baby Miller, which I believe will be over within less than 3 rounds.
Yeah.
But he's staying active. He's staying, you know, fresh. He's ticking over. Well, what's Tyson Fury going to do? Bear in mind, he fought in December. It's now the end of February. When's his next fight going to be? In another 3 months? Potentially against a nobody?
Yeah.
We don't know. Who do you think he'll fight next?
Oh, Billy Joe? I think he'll fight like...
Billy Joe or Fury?
I think Fury will fight Parker next, in May.
Yeah.
I think he'll fight Parker. He's been a former world champion. He's been in with Joshua and Dillian White. He's not beat a champion, Parker, but he's a former champion, so you work it out. Plus Parker took Tyson's belt off him. He got Tyson's belt out of dustbin, so Tyson can probably fight him and say, I feel a bit better for fighting him. See where I'm coming from? But
yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, Parker against Fury it's rubbish.
Yeah.
It's rubbish after. It's rubbish after the Fury rematch. It's what we don't want to see, innit, Rosco? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
You know, everybody wants to see the big fights. Everyone gets frustrated. I get that. But you're going to go and fight Parker. We've seen the lesser version 18 months ago with Parker versus Hugh Fury.
Yeah.
And that was the lesser fight. Can you imagine it being much more exciting? I can't. I really can't. Is somebody going to pay $19.99 for that pay-per-view?
I won't pay 20 quid for Fury against Parker. I'd watch it on a stream over with mates or something. I don't know. I don't think it's good value because Tyson's now going to be going for his 4th fight and he's still not going to have a world title on his lap. He's nowhere near to getting his belts back than he were years ago, is he? It's just all about. It looks to me like it's about money, and I can understand that. You know, he wants to set his family up, but Tyson's already a multi-millionaire anyway before he even came back. So and he says it's not about money. Probably he tells his son that, but it is, in it really, because he's got people around him. You know what I mean?
He's selling people that he's like a real fighting man. He's one of the people. He's not interested in the money. He wants legacy.
He can fight though, can't he?
Round and does a U-turn. If that was Femi, mate, there would be uproar on the boxing community. There would be uproar. People would be going absolutely nuts. And it's funny how you see these people on Twitter, the Guru and people like that, yeah? And they're backing Tyson Fury, $80 million, you know, you'd be stupid to turn it down.
What, Tommy Allen, Tommy the Guru Allen's backing him?
Oh, mate, they'll all be back. They are all backing him. Oh, you know, $80 million, he's deserved this, he's worked hard, he's got back. You know, hang on, so you're telling me you'd rather see Fury versus Parker and Fury versus whoever next after that, and then wait? I reckon you'll be waiting 18 months for that, possibly, 18 months to maybe 2 years for that Wilder Fury race.
Yeah, but what you've got to understand, Rosco, is this, right? Tyson's got MTK behind him, they're going to have a say in it, his trainer's going to have a say in it, his family are going to have a say in it. It's not just going to be his decision, so we can't lay all the blame with him. And Frank Warren's going to be on 20%. He's going to love it, innit? Because let's have it right, after that Pianetta fight, Frank Warren couldn't wait to feed him to Wilder to cash out. And because he put such a good performance in that 12th round, it's now looking like Frank Warren wants to drag it out and get more money because he's struggling financially as well, Frank. And let me tell you this, right, we keep seeing all these group hugs with Tyson and Frank Warren and all that and blah blah blah. Listen, it's a promote. Frank Warren, right, he'll say one thing and do another. Frank Warren's saying is this, and he said it to one of my mates, this is how you treat boxers. You treat them like mushrooms. You keep them in the dark and you feed them shit, right? That's a Frank Warren saying. I said that after a couple of beers. So there you go, take that to the bank. Frank Warren don't get emotionally involved with boxers. It's a business. Boxers are a piece of meat, but the boxers know they're the pieces of meat. It's about them manoeuvring. But there has to be a balance. Can Tyson Fury fight? Oh yeah, he can fight. Is he the best technical boxer of his generation? Yes, he is. Yeah. But there's a lot of bullshit around him, isn't there? He's created this character that's bigger than than him. He's bigger than boxing now, Tyson. He's bigger than the Big Dosser now. The Big Dosser's been run out of England by him, hasn't he? The Big Dosser's gone to fight the Black Butterbean, hasn't he? With an afro. Butterbean with a sunbed and an afro. It's embarrassing. And that Johnny Nelson on there yesterday, I'm on a roll now. Johnny Nelson on there yesterday going, Miller's from the hood, blood clot. From the hood, what does that mean? That don't mean jack that don't mean anything, mate. Don't mean nothing, mate. We want to see good fights. We've got 3 guys at the top of the game in the peak. Tyson's at the peak of his powers. Or maybe might be just off his peak, but he's up there. Wilder's at the peak. Or he might be just coming down. Joshua, is he coming down? He's approaching 30, isn't he? But they're all 30-year-old or thereabouts. Wilder's 32, 33. They're at the peaks, right, for heavyweights. Why are we going to have them going in different directions now? And then in 4 or 5 years or something, come together and cash out in a mega fight? What planet are these deluded people on? They've got to have a balance, right? How much? Listen, we keep hearing about boxers want to set themselves up, their families and all that. Well, how many more millions does it need for how many more millions do they need to keep earning before enough's enough? Now, they've got to have that balance. Yes, I can understand they want to get set up for life, but they're already millionaires anyway. Whatever happened to saying to the promoters and managers and trainers, listen, we want this fight now, and just not being about money. And why do they need to keep saying it ain't about money when it obviously is? It's great. How many more fights are these people and statements and tweets and Facebook texts and radio interviews, and how many more times are we going to see Kugan Cassius going round and round and round and round in circles with Michelle Phelps and Rob Tebbert? How many more times are we going to see these people? Because their heads must be as much done in as ours, and they're having to. They must not know whether they're coming or going. They must not know what to say, because half of them don't say a word. They're not challenging these people. Yeah, Coogan had a little go at Tyson over there. So Tyson, what about this 7 million? He cut him dead straight away, and then Coogan backtracked. Rob Tebbert had a little go at Adam Smith and were put in his place. They've got to say, listen, well, I don't believe that personally. They can't just say, Eddie, what about this? And Eddie go, no, 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 no. And then they should be saying, hey, well, Eddie, I don't believe that, and I think you're dodging question. They've got to start standing up for themselves. Yes, they need a press pass. We understand all that, don't we? These press passers. But, let me just turn the camera over.